This is Michael Oleski, and welcome to today's topic, levels of structural organization, or understanding both the cause and solution to your unwanted health challenges. So let's get started and empower radiant health. The levels of structural organization are key to understanding not only where your unwanted health challenges originate, but also how to approach resolving them. The levels of structural organization are found at the beginning of every physiology text and are unfortunately generally ignored or glossed over despite being a huge piece of your health foundation. The levels of structural organization, in simplest terms, tells us what we are made of on a physical level. It starts out with the smallest, most microscopic part that you can't split in nature. It is what we call an atom, a chemical or element. These are the things that you find on a periodic chart or periodic table. We are a carbon-based organism. We have a lot of oxygen and hydrogen. We also have a bit of calcium, magnesium. There's iron, selenium, and molybdenum. There's also trace elements such as boron. These are all things found on the periodic chart. And if you take two or more atoms, chemicals or elements, and put them together, you can form a molecule. The two most commonly known are water and carbon dioxide. Water being 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom, carbon dioxide being 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. Other molecules we talk about often in nutrition is glucose. Glucose is simply carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. We also have fatty acids, amino acids, and vitamin C, all being molecules. And I mentioned amino acids as being a molecule. If you put together a bunch of amino acids, you can create a protein, which is a macromolecule. Glucose is also a molecule. If you put a bunch of them together, you have glycogen. Free fatty acids, well, take 3 of them along with a glycerol, and you have a triglyceride, a macromolecule. And a phospholipid is also a macromolecule. 2 fatty acids, a glycerol, phosphate, and an alcohol. If you take specific macromolecules and combine them, you have an organelle. Organelles are the little parts within a greater machine we call a cell, such as the mitochondria. And along with the mitochondria, we have the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, and even the nucleus, all organelles. If you take a bunch of organelles, put them together, wrap them in a bilayer phospholipid membrane, you can have a cell. And this is huge, incredibly important, so please pay attention. The cell is the first level of structural organization that is capable of sustaining life. Think about that. It's the first level of structural organization capable of sustaining life. And to accomplish this, the cell requires a few things. It needs nutrition, namely glucose, oxygen, vitamins, minerals, etc. It needs to be able to rid itself of anything which can damage or harm itself. This includes toxins, oxidative stress from free radicals, even waste material from normal cellular function. It requires the right environment, so it needs proper hydration and pH, for instance. And another component is that the cell can only be as healthy as the organelle within it. If you have a dysfunctional mitochondria, well, the cell will also be dysfunctional. If you take a bunch of cells, put them together, you can form what is called a tissue. And there are only 4 types of tissues in the body. We have muscle tissue, consisting of smooth, skeletal, and cardiac. We have epithelial tissue, which lines things, such as your skin or the blood vessels. We have connective tissue, which holds things together, such as fascia, ligaments, and tendons. And neuronal tissue, or the neurons making up the nervous system. Generally speaking, if you take these 4 tissues and put them together, you can form an organ or a gland, such as the stomach, heart, liver, or thyroid. The heart has muscles, so it can contract. It has neurons, so it's innervated for communication purposes. It's hollow, so it has a lining of epithelial cells, and it's held together in a specific shape by connective tissue. All 4 tissues working together, forming a highly functional and important organ. You can take organs and tissues that have a similar function, put them together, just like the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestines, duodenum, ileum, and large intestine to form the digestive system. And I guess we can also include the liver and gallbladder as they both play a vital role. Lastly, you take all the systems: digestive, respiratory, muscular, skeletal, cardiovascular, endocrine, immune, nervous, and more. Combine them, and what you have is an organism, such as yourself watching this video. So why is this important? Why should you even care? Well, most organisms, or people in general, will have to deal with a symptom or some kind of unwanted health challenge. It may be fatigue, brain fog, digestive distress, glucose dysregulation, hormonal imbalance issues, unwanted weight, or maybe an inability to build lean tissue. Or maybe you're concerned about a history of cardiovascular disease or cancer running in the family. While the concern is the unwanted health challenge, the health challenge is not the problem. That challenge is merely the outward manifestation of the problem. According to the levels of organization, the true problem lies within the cells and organelles contained within. If the mitochondria within liver cells are dysfunctional, then the liver to some degree is dysfunctional. A healthy liver is involved in over 400 unique metabolic functions, all important. A dysfunctional liver will negatively impact at least one, if not more, of those functions. And that compromised liver function will decrease the overall efficiency of any organ system that requires liver support. Ultimately, the entire organism suffers, and that suffering is manifested outward through symptoms and unwanted challenges. So yes, the health challenges are important, but only so far as to help understand what is taking place or not taking place within the cells. When I work with a client, it is this cellular level that I spend much of my time focusing on. What is interfering with the cellular function? What do the cells need that they're not getting? What are they being exposed to? Or what are you doing that is impeding normal function? What healing opportunities exist and what can we do with them? Remember, everything the body does, it does for a reason. Your body is not purposely messing with you. It is doing the best it can considering its circumstances. It's doing the best it can at a cellular level. If you don't like what your body is manifesting, place your energy where it will do the most good, at the cellular and organelle level of function. I consider my health perspective as a form of corrective care. I work with clients to resolve the underlying root causal factors. Once homeostasis or balance has been restored, we can shift to the maintenance phase for the remainder of one's life. On the other hand, we have allopathy, or Western medicine, which excels at relief care. Relief care is attempting to manage the symptoms or the outward manifestation of your health challenges through the use of drugs, surgery, and other invasive procedures. Consider that if the drugs don't have the desired effect, they change the dosage, they change the drug, or they combine drugs into a cocktail. And if that fails to work, they may suggest other invasive procedures, including chemotherapy or radiation, for instance. And if that fails, the only real option, other than doing nothing, is the ultimate form of relief care, surgery. And surgery is removing part of, or all of, the non-compliant tissue or organ as if it doesn't serve a purpose and won't be missed. Logically, this makes no sense. Every tissue, organ, or gland serves a defined purpose. Even tumors and cancer serve a purpose. Even if you can remove them from their body in their entirety, you did nothing to resolve why they formed in the first place. What's to stop it from happening again since you ignored the cellular dysfunction? And just to be clear, I'm not against Western medicine entirely. They are experts when it comes to setting a broken leg or life and death situations. But when it comes to creating or maintaining health and function, they're not doing a very good job. And as a transformational health coach, I work with clients to empower radiant health. I want clients to build a level of health, function, and vitality that enables them to embrace life and ultimately discover and live their purpose. Important to note is that what I do does not interfere with allopathy. In fact, they can both work together if the individual manifesting the unwanted health challenge is willing and able to take ownership and control of their situation. I want to end this video by saying I hope you found this informative and helpful. At the very least, it gets you to consider possibilities, maybe ask a few questions, and do some research. So thanks for taking time to watch this video. And while I love working with clients face-to-face, I can also do so remotely, anywhere. just about anyone via video conferencing service such as Skype. If you have any questions, such as how I can become part of your health building team, feel free to post those questions or just contact me directly. Thanks again for watching.